evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Alabama, where a French dude is running around at the front of the field currently. That is Jean Girard in the 55 Perrier car. Not really, that's Harley Barletta. However, because it's Talladega, we had to do some Talladega night stuff. But before we get too crazy with that, we are going to have some pre-race entertainment talking to Kellen Mitchner. Hey, Kellen, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, Doug.
Hey, buddy, are you tired?
A little bit.
Myself, Jared, Scott, and Graham Bardsley, we ran in, and Larry, all ran in the 24 hours of Daytona. And I know you did get a little rest last night, but you were one of the fastest guys out there in our split.
Oh, thank you. No, this car was on a rail, that's for sure.
So, is your car on a rail again tonight? You were quite good at Martinsville last week.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Try to get a good points day here. I'm not gonna push it. I already got my win. This is not one I'm gonna get up there and push it and maybe ruin other people's day. So probably see me hanging out at the back. Maybe that last couple laps we'll get up there and push.
So, with Cal Naughton Jr. in the field, are you looking for a little shake and bake from him?
We'll give it a shot if he's near. I'm not opposed to it.
Now, here's the big question. What's your strategy? Are you going to go for it from the beginning, play it safe, hang out in the middle? What are you thinking?
Probably stay in the back. Thinking a couple of us are talking about just dropping to the back and riding. We'll see. That's a good strategy till the green flag drops and the adrenaline kicks in, and it's hard to let the pack go.
This is true. Now, you're currently just 7 points out of the lead. Like you mentioned, you got your win in, so you're locked into the playoffs. So, with the tracks coming up, do you have any more tracks that you see once you're past Dega that are going to be good for you and give you some more points, help close that lead?
Yeah, Rockingham. I don't remember a lot of the schedule, but any of the more technical tracks with braking zones, that's kind of where I feel like I do well.
Well, yeah, you definitely got the braking thing down, as we saw on the road courses and at Martinsville as well. So awesome, man.
Yeah, man. For that though, I definitely want to throw a shout out and a huge thank you to you, Graham, Jared, and Larry for letting me join that team. That was huge on you guys. Didn't have to do that, and I'm glad I got in there and got the amount of time that I did. That was awesome.
Well, and it was definitely awesome that we could do it, and that you were quite quite dominant on the track. That is for sure.
Thank you.
All right, man. I will throw you back with the rest of your group, and good luck tonight. Maybe we'll be talking to you after the race, buddy.
We'll see. Thanks, Doug.
Yep. All right, that was Kellen Mitchner. And as we mentioned, several members out here tonight are a bit on the tired side. We did run the 24 hours of Daytona. Larry Ashby, Jared Heasley, myself, the number 91 there, Kellen. So a lot of us are tired and probably not 100% up to speed tonight. And at a track like Talladega, as you see the Wonder Bread car driven by Larry Ashby, a track like Talladega, your reflexes really have to be at their best. So we'll see if the lack of sleep and somebody like Larry that was up in the middle of the night, or Jared that was up all night, that's definitely going to come into play tonight. So it's going to be extremely interesting to see what happens and how everything plays out. And, of course, there is the Old Spice car as well. Yes, we do have most of those themes out here tonight, so we will see if they can get together. Now, I have not seen the Me car yet, but I am sure it is going to make an appearance at some point tonight. Would not surprise me to see one of these guys on track having it. Trying to figure out who it would be to take a look at it, but we'll see how that plays out. These guys have been drafted. They do have a little bit lower fuel tank, about a 70% fuel tank, so they will go 33 laps with an 80-lap race. That's going to make it a two-stop minimum race. Some of these guys, obviously, some of these guys are going to be in more often, but with only one fast repair, I'd imagine some of this racing will stay pretty clean, at least early on. There is the number 5. That is AJ Godsey, currently fastest on the board. Trying to look and see where David Garman is in the 06 there. He is back on track. He was having some connection issues. He is back with us now, and he is currently the points leader. But he only has a 1-point lead over Kyle Holden and 3 points over AJ Godsey. You can go to BRR, the link there on the bottom of the screen, the BRRpoints.com, and see the entire point spread. I can tell you that the top 25 are within just 25 points. This race could definitely shake the points up a lot tonight. The one everybody is watching tonight, talking to everybody pre-race, is the number 6. That is Nicole Creasel. She is one of the best on the draft tracks. Daytona, Talladega, and Coca-Cola Superspeedway. She's one of the best ones out there in the field. She definitely can get through the wind. She probably sees it and just doesn't tell us about it, but she's one that we've said in recent weeks she's going to get a bit more aggressive. Had she not gotten caught up at Phoenix, she was on a tear there, and she struggled at Martinsville, but the next few tracks are kind of in her wheelhouse, so we'll see what she can do with that. Speaking of the next few tracks, next week will be Homestead, then followed by Rockingham, Chicagoland, then back at iRacing Superspeedway, which is really Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Road America, which a lot of these guys seem to be dreading that one, but it will definitely be an interesting race, followed by the Milwaukee Mile, Richmond, Kentucky, Watkins Glen. That's going to be another interesting one. There's only 2 road courses on the schedule, and that is both of them. And as we saw in the last season, David Garman will be the one to watch these Cup cars on a road course. After Watkins Glen, we have Michigan, North Wilkesboro, Darlington, Daytona, and Auto Club as the 18th regular season race. After Auto Club, we go into the playoffs. The first round of 12 is Pocono in Iowa. Then you eliminate 3, and you go to Bristol and Vegas. Eliminate 3 more, go to Dover, eliminating 2, and the championship 4 finish at Kansas. That is the remainder of the season. And Aiden is already in the chat saying he's going to win this. He told me he is going to be winning the poll tonight and go on to win this, so we'll keep a close eye on the youngster. We will have to start calling him the kid. And Becky Flowers in the chat. Hello, Becky. I'm obviously still a little bit tired from the 24 hours, but it was great to have Becky and everybody else that dropped in and supported the team. It was great to have everybody cheering us on over the last 24 hours. So thanks to everybody. And let's see if we can find Aiden. He is not on track currently, but he is the number 11. And the last couple races, came on very strong. So we'll see if we can watch him qualify. Now, when I say coming on strong, he was moving through the field rapidly at Martinsville and at Phoenix. He struggled a little bit at Phoenix and had one of the most epic saves we have ever seen. He came out of turn 2, got loose, caught it, got loose down on the dogleg, caught it again, got loose the other way, caught it, and then got loose and spun, but managed to not hit anybody. Wrecked about 4 times between turn 2 and turn 4 and still managed to save it, not get into anybody, brought out the caution, but that was about the extent of it. So that was some awesome driving on that young man's part. As I mentioned, he is the youngest member of BRR at 17 years old. Sorry, Aiden. But, and that might give him a bit of an advantage with the reflexes and whatnot, but we'll see if he has the patience of some of the older drivers. As we watch Aiden qualify, we're going to take a quick breath And we will let these guys catch our breath, get a drink of water, and we'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, looks like to answer Becky Flowers' question, we came in 8th in our split for the 24 Hours of Daytona, which, as you may know, we had several setbacks from the word go. Got punted on lap 1, then Kellen's VR died and set us back, and just one thing after another, but every time we got knocked back, at one point we were all the way back in 36, worked our way back up, got knocked back again, worked our way back up, and throughout the night we just kept plodding along. I was the weakest link in the team, to be perfectly honest, but I managed to stretch the fuel mileage longer than anybody else on track there, and that helped us gain a little bit of time on some of these guys. And currently, it looks like Aiden Trevette lived up to his word. He is currently on the pole. And let's see, AJ Godsey has qualified. David Garman's qualified. Topher's qualified. Cal Naughton Jr. qualified. So it looks like a lot of these guys have qualified. Aiden might actually hold on to the pole. He is currently has them by 1/1000th of a second over Topher Baltimore. Impressive qualifying run there, Aiden. And suddenly at the last second, Jean Girard manages to pull off getting on the pole. He is here to defeat you, Aiden. So we'll see how this whole night plays out. There is going to be some hilarity, I can promise you that. Of course, we are going to see the big one at some point, I would imagine. And hopefully we get a lot of green flag laps and out of the 80-lap race. Now, let's just talk about Talladega. It is 2.66 miles. They are running restrictor plates. Therefore, they will be nose to tail all the way around. As you see, it looks like only 13 cars qualified tonight. That is something not surprising, but kind of unexpected, especially with this group of drivers. As they line up, the track is 2.66 miles, 33-degree banking in turn 1 and 2, and then turn 3 and 4 is 32.4 to 32.5 with 16.5-degree banking on the front straightaway and 3-degree banking on the back straightaway. My apologies, I was tired and just forgot to write everything down ahead of time. But there you have Jean Girard on the pole. That is actually Harley Barletta. Aiden Trevette will be starting in the front row, followed by Topher Baltimore and David Garman on the second row, AJ Godsey and Cal Naughton Jr. And since I don't see Mr. Heasley listed here, I do believe Cal Naughton Jr. is actually Jared Heasley. Nicole Creasel is right behind them, starting in 7th. Alongside her is Mark Radford. Kellen Mitchner, that gentleman that helped with the 24 hours last night, he's starting 9th. Richie West starting 10th. J.J. Parr 11th. Bill Percy 12th. Larry Ashby, one of the 24-hour guys, he is starting 13th. Kyle Holden is 14th. Zach Henson, Stephen Gibson 15th and 16th. And Matt Johnston, Jeff Hinkle, Kevin Reed, Rick Sargent, Cheryl Newman, Scott Snodgrass, one of our 24-hour drivers, is in 22nd. And look who it is back in 23rd place. Ricky Bobby. Rick. Oh, this is going to be fun. These guys are going to put on a show. Aiden Trevette is starting on the outside, but Aiden, watch out, buddy. Ricky Bobby's back there, and he is coming for you. This is going to be one heck of a race, because although Ricky Bobby is starting back in 23rd, if you ain't first, you're last. So he's going to come through the field rather quickly, I'd imagine. Shake and bake. And the producing team is in the background doing Talladega Nights quotes, and that's what we appreciate about them. Alrighty, should have the pace car drop off. One of the fun things about Talladega is the cameras can get a little wonky at times, but they're not all in the best positions, but we will do the best we can. And don't forget to tune in for more racing tomorrow night. The Outcast boys will be on dirt. Wednesday night, we'll be back with the street stocks of the Northeast Racers, the Hardcore Series, Wednesday night at 7:30 Eastern, and immediately followed by the Outcast boys in the SR8 Series. And those SR8s on oval are epic. All right, pace car starting to look to the inside. Pace car is on pit road. They will go on the green flag. Jean Girard will lead them into turn 1. Cal Naughton Jr. back there in 6th, and Ricky Bobby in 23rd. This will get interesting. Green flag is in the air, and it is Aiden Trevette making a jump out to the lead already. Looked like he was going to get a push from the 06 of David Garman. Did not, but manages to clear Jean Girard and drop to the inside, so he is going to lead him around through turn 2. And Jean Girard already looking to the outside. I better occasionally call him by his real name or I will forget who it is, but that is Harley Barletta, a.k.a. Jean Girard. Harley had a rough week last week at Martinsville. Still managed to make a bit of a comeback, and we will see if he can gain some more points tonight. Looks like the push from David Garman. He is going to be counted as first as they come across the line. Now remember, Talladega has the unique setup. The start-finish line is actually closer to 1. It is not in the center of the tri-oval like at most tracks. Aiden Trevette falls back into 3rd. As they are single file about the first half dozen or so cars. And we did hear that there is a small group off the back currently. They are just trying to play it smart. And included in that small group, looks like it was Ricky Bobby back there. I'd imagine before this is all said and done, we'll see him driving like a pissed off teenager, as his crew chief says. But it is still Jean Girard at the front. And as they come down the back straightaway for lap 3, as soon as they get back around the start-finish line, let's see if we can figure out where Ricky Bobby is. We might just take a ride around the track with Ricky Bobby. I think we will. You can see what it looks like to do 2.66 miles at almost 200 miles an hour. And you can see they come through the center of the trioval. The start-finish line is not here. There it is. As Ricky Bobby falls in behind, that is Kevin Reed in the 64 car. And they do have a yellow line rule in effect for tonight, and it does not go away for the last lap. That is worth noting. As you see them moving around, the air does move these cars around, plus these guys have to duck out. As close as they get, they will overheat those engines if they are not careful. There is the Wonder Bread car just ahead. And that outside line gets a run on the straightaways. The inside line's usually faster in the corners, but that outside line, if it gets a good run, especially if they're getting some side draft off that inside line, they can make up a lot of positions, as you see these cars doing now. And here we are back outside the car. That was a lap of Talladega. They do that in just 48 seconds. Average speeds run around 195 miles an hour. Caleb dropping into the chat. Ricky Bobby is Jared tonight, so we'll definitely try and drop in and talk to Jared later in the race. I was not sure if it would be him or if it would be the 47 of Cal Naughton Jr., but this kind of was planned as a surprise, so we didn't get a heads up or any information. The only reason we knew who Jean Girard was is because I caught Harley before the race. As the 64 is looking like he's going to try and make it 3 wide. Nope. Backs out. He might have just been cooling the engine off there. As the number 11 gets a little blink going on. And if somebody goes below the yellow line for a pass, they will get black flagged, will get an EOL on the next restart. If an admin sees it, which one of the admins is broadcasting, so I hopefully would see it. So everybody got a good warning, so we won't see any insane below the yellow line moves. Whoa, as the 47 gets a little dicey back there. He ducked up high very quickly. Almost came down on the number, I believe that was the 34 of Larry Ashby, as the 11 of Aiden Trevette seems to be falling back. Let's see if that has anything to do with the connection issue, as he's going to try and merge back up on the track safely. Nicole Creasel there. It looks like the 15 of JJ is getting by clean. Hopefully he'll get back up and maintain speed in the draft. He's got the pack behind him to hook up with, so he should be okay. And looks like we've got a 3-car pack back there of Cheryl Newman, Brian Oshanka, and RJ Buchanan. Now these three, they run a lot of races together. There we go. These three are used to running these big super speedways together. They work together really well, so I would imagine that as we get further into the race, it gets a little bit later, they might be up there at the front. And they have a bunch of combined super speedway wins between the three of them. Right now, the 34 of Larry Ashby in that Wonder Bread car is moving up. There is a theory that Mr. Ashby is actually a professional race car driver that is in the witness relocation program, because he just hops in a car and is so good. He's faster than a lot of people in a road car, on a cup car, and on dirt. So definitely one of the better racers, definitely one of the more patient guys, but when it comes down to the end, he is usually there. And he saves tires better than anybody else. So when you get to the tracks like Daytona, or not Daytona, like Texas and Charlotte, you'll see him saving tires and outlasting a lot of guys and still being extremely fast. As it looks like Ricky Bobby has worked his way all the way up. He is currently running 7th, started 23rd. He's got Jason Rome behind him in the 81 car. And Kevin Reed as well in the 64. They started way back in the field. Kevin started 19th. Ricky Bobby started 23rd. And Jason started in 24th. They're up there in the top 10 now. So they have definitely got this worked out. They are going to work together for a while. And it is Larry Ashby to the lead. He was scored as the leader last time. Harley Jean-Gerard Barletta still leading, but at the line it was Larry Ashby last time because that outside line is just so much faster in the draft. As you see David Garman ducking a little low, probably trying to get some air. He is tucked right up on Harley's bumper, trying to keep that engine cool. And the pack is broken about in half. Drop back here and see, there is my buddy Bill Percy in the 95. Let's drop a little further back. So Nicole Creasel's at the back of that pack, and right behind her is the 18. That is Kyle Holden leading the second pack around. And we did say here that before the race there was a group of them that were going to drop back to play it safe. I don't think they expected the safety group to be quite this big. As they come around to complete lap 11, going to lap 12. There's the 11 of Aiden Trevette. He is currently in 17th, working his way back up. Still looks like he might have a little bit of a connection issue, but I would imagine that before this is all said and done, that young man will be back at the front. Right now, it is still Jean Girard out front. He is here to defeat Ricky Bobby. And there's 2 Ricky Bobby cars on the outside. It'll be interesting to see if Girard can defeat them both. But the Old Spice car of Cal Naughton Jr. is back there 4th in line on the outside line. So with that setup right there, 2 Ricky Bobbies and a Cal Naughton Jr., I'd imagine before this is all said and done, we will see a little shake and bake. If you've got a favorite driver, definitely comment down in the chat. We'll try and give them a shout out and get a look at them as they come down the back straightaway. Looks like that inside line is starting to pick up some momentum. The outside line seems to have fallen back a little bit. David Garman is our points leader, but only by 1 point over Kyle Holden. Depending on what happens in this race, it could shake up the points. And the last time we were at Dega, everything went actually pretty smoothly. Green flag pit stop separated the pack, and we did not have a big one until very late in the race. Be interesting to see if the same thing happens here again tonight. And of course, Becky wants to see Scotty Too Hottie. Let's see where Scotty Too Hottie is right now. Try and get a better angle. There is Scotty Too Hottie from Scotty Too Hottie Designs. And he painted up the beautiful cars we ran for the 24 Hours of Daytona. And that beautiful car he is driving, that looks like a new one. I don't remember seeing that one last week, but he does some great work, especially with the spec mapping and making it all shiny and metallic looking. Those are really awesome. That is one, I know he's been working on the paint fade to look kind of chrome illusionish, and it looks awesome. He's been painting up some of my cars as well. Currently running in 15th place, started in 22nd, and just Looks like Scott is playing it safe and being patient. And I would imagine Scott is a bit tired today as well, although honestly he never sleeps, so you never know. He might be at 100%, but I know a few of these guys are really tired, and that may come into play later in the race. Oh, he painted that one a few weeks ago. I might have seen that one then. So far, we've completed 15 green flag laps, and it looks like everybody is playing pretty nice. However, in anywhere from about 12 to 17 laps, we will start to see some green flag laps. Some of these guys said they could make it to 33 laps. Some said around 30, so it's going to be a big question mark. And obviously, they're pushing a little bit harder and going a little bit faster than they were in practice. So fuel and tire strategy will come into play, but also that will come into play is a single fast repair. So if they have a big one too early and they have another one later, if you get caught up in both, you might be done for the night. I know a lot of these guys, especially the top guys in points, wanted to get out front and stay clean as much as possible so they did not have to worry about it. As we see Ricky Bobby to the outside of John Girard, he's got help from Jason Rome. And we see another Ricky Bobby car back there driven by Larry Ashby. He is back there on the outside line, and he's got his shake and bake partner right behind him, Cal Naughton Jr. Honestly, Jared, a.k.a. Ricky Bobby's been very excited for this race all week long, and I should have known something like this one was coming. And as you can see from his rear bumper, he wants to go fast. And if we get the opportunity later in the race, we will try and talk to Ricky Bobby. As Jason Rome still pushing him there on the outside. Larry Ashby has dropped back a little bit. There's a little bit of a gap there, and that's allowing that inside line to get a bit of a run. Kevin Reed, we saw him come storming to the front with him as well. Currently scored in, let's see, he was scored 9th last time, still scored in 9th, started in 19th. And the man currently moving forward is that 22 car, Scotty 2 Hottie. He started in 22nd. He is up to 12th, and he is following Bill Percy. Bill Percy is also driving a Scotty 2 Hottie design car tonight. Let's take a look. That is a new paint scheme for him. And a very cool looking one, I might add. Scotty 2 Hottie finds a hole right in front of the number 1 car of Richie West. Let's see, what is Richie running this week? I do believe that is his He-Man car again. Let's take a closer look at that. He has been doing a lot of the 80s cartoon paint schemes. Yes, that is his He-Man paint scheme this week. He's had G.I. Joe, Scooby-Doo, and one other that I just went blank on. And to the front of the outside line is the 73 car. That is Topher Baltimore. Started in 3rd. Back up into 3rd. He had slipped back a little bit. Now he's back up there and challenging for the lead as we go off into turn 1. He's got Jason Rome right behind him as well. And looks like Topher might be having a little problem leading the field. He's a little wobbling around just a little bit up there at the front. He's got it stable, but looked like he had a little problem there on the outside for a moment. The 81 of Jason Rome right behind him, helping push him down the straightaway. Now, I do know there was some bump drafting practice during the practice sessions this week, so we will see if that comes into play as well. Not seeing a whole lot of bump drafting so far tonight, but I am sure we will before the night is out. And the interesting thing about this track is while Daytona is a 2 wide and you have to kind of squeeze to make it 3 wide, this track can go 3 wide and sometimes 4 wide if they needed to. We've even seen races where they were 5 wide on the back straightaway. Or in the case of the Outcast boys in the Radical SR8s, we've seen 6 wide on the back straightaway. And that Radical SR8 series is something you do not want to miss on Wednesday nights right here. We stream live on Facebook and Twitch at the same time, so you can watch it both places. Definitely tune in. The videos will be on YouTube later in the night or the next morning, so you can go back, find them on YouTube, and watch them. And I would highly recommend you check out any BRR race. Any of the Outcast races are great, but go check out the Talladega SR8 race those Outcast boys did, or their Indy race last season. That was a heck of a race and one heck of a finish. And it looks like one of the cars that we were talking about right before the race, the number 6, that is Nicole Creasel. She is headed to the back. Does not look like she has any problems. This might be a strategy move right now. Becky saying Scott just got up from a nap, so he ought to be good to go. Plus the fact that I think, if I'm not mistaken, that driver of that 22 car doesn't sleep a whole heck of a lot anyway, so unlike some of us, he can function on just a few hours of sleep, and he gets the job done for sure. Additionally, BRR is looking at the next race, the next endurance race teams. I believe Scott Snodgrass and David Gorman will be leading a team for the P217s at Sebring. I will be on a team for the probably going to be the BMW at Sebring as well. So we will field a couple more teams and probably do a few more endurance races. That one is just a 12-hour race, and it will be live streamed as well. And looky here. Look who is leading the field around now. It is Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you last. And he is first at the moment. Oh, Jean Girard to the outside of Ricky Bobby. Jean Girard now getting help from the 81 of Jason Rome. Huge shout out to Jason. A lot of the graphics that we use in the weekly race banners are created by the 81 of Jason Rome. He has some great skills as well. As Jean Girard hops back into the lead, right in front of Ricky Bobby. They are nose to tail. Ricky Bobby sticks his nose out to cool it down just a little bit. See if he can get a run. He's got a run. It looks like the 55 is down on the apron. We've got the 06 down on the apron. Lap 26, we are seeing green flag pit stops, and we've got a bunch of them. The 22 spins and hits the inside wall. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage to the nose, but not too terribly bad. Getting on pit road here at those speeds is a bit tricky. Looks like the 21 had some, no, it was not the 21. I'm not sure who that was having some difficulty on pit road as well. Got a little crooked in the pit stall. Let's see if we can get a look as they go past. That is Mark Radford coming off pit road right now in the 14. Currently, it looks like Ricky Bobby is bringing Topher down, and his teammate there, the number 47, that is Cal Naughton Jr. Ricky spins and gets into Cal Naughton. Manages to keep it off the wall, backs up. There is Jason Rome, and they avoid it. And that surrenders the lead to the 64 of Kevin Reed as they come around. Nicole Creasel coming back out on the track. We're seeing a lot of pit stops right at lap 26 to 28, so that might make this a 3-stop race. We'll have to see how that plays out. One thing we definitely want to do is take a look at the 22 car. Once he is back out on track, we've got another pack coming onto pit road. Here comes the 64 of Kevin Reed, relinquishing that lead. And it looks like everybody got on pit road pretty safely this time. We will see. I do believe the 81 will assume the lead. Currently being scored at the front. We will see as they come around. But these green flag pit stops will throw a wrench in some of these plans. Let's go take a look at the 22. Take a good look at that front bumper. Looks like he might have used his fast repair. It might have been more damage than we thought it was. He is currently up to speed. And looks like the lead falls to Kyle Holden as he comes off pit road. Looks like everybody has completed green flag stops. Kyle Holden is currently being scored in the lead as he comes off, but there goes the 55. That is Harley Barletta and David Garman. As they come down the back straightaway, I do believe Harley Jean-Gerard Barletta will assume the lead. He's got David Garman, the points leader, right behind him in second. And we will see how it falls. It looks like the 24 of Zach Henson is possibly in third. We'll have to wait for scoring to completely update here. Looks like that might be the 62 back there in the distance. We will have to see. And because they now have a lot of distance between them, that pack behind them is a lot bigger, so they will come running up on them any moment as the two lead cars are going to pick up. It looks like Cal Naughton Jr. Yes, it is. And hopefully Cal will, yep, there he goes. He drops down into the draft, and they've got a 3-car field, but right behind them is a huge pack that is going to come charging to the front. Currently led, that second pack is led by the 81 of Jason Rome and AJ Godsey in the number 5. And in that pack, fourth car in line is the youngster Aiden the Kid Trevette. And Aiden, you are now stuck with that nickname, buddy. And in fact, I will make sure it shows on scoring next week. But this multi-car pack, it looks like they've got about 8 to 10 cars in this pack behind. They will close up on David Garman and Harley Barletta very quickly. Currently 2.2 seconds back. I'd imagine in about 2 or 3 more laps, they will be right up there with them. AJ Godsey and Jason Rome run together on a regular basis too. They know how to work together. They know how to draft together on these big tracks. But while they're still single file going around the track, that will prevent some incidents and keep it green flag a little bit longer. It will be interesting to see the pit strategy from here. As we know, they could. There's some of those cars we saw that just got fuel, just got right side tires, got no tires. We'll see how the pit strategy comes into play, as it looks like Jason Rome and AJ Gotze are going to the outside of the 47. That whole line is going to go to the outside. We'll see if the 47 pulls back up on line, but they are going to come flying up on the lead cars. And the 55 and the 06 are about to be swallowed up by this pack. The question will be, can they maintain their lead? We know that both of these guys are patient. They will not try and block this early in the race, but will the pack behind them be slow enough, as they're starting to get too wide behind them? And looks like the one car, Richie West, was having some problems. He was high on the banking coming out of turn 2. And we've got cars down low. 06, David Garman dropped to the inside, trying to avoid something. Did not advance his position, did not violate the yellow line rule. As they come down, it looks like Jason will have a nose in front as they cross the start-finish line. 4-car pack to the outside. That is going to be a little bit faster. And the rest of the field is closing quickly. Here comes a big pack. They are going to come and swallow them up. And you got guys like Kevin Reed in that pack. You've got the 15, JJ Parr back there. And it's worth noting that most of the field is A and B class drivers, but they still go out and run a lot of the Carb Cup races just for fun. Sometimes after fun races, we just go hop in them. And sometimes, oh, caution! We're going to have a caution. Looks like it might be the big no. They managed to keep several cars out of it. The 20 car of Rick Sargent. Extraordinarily good save. Let's go watch the replay. Alrighty. Looks like we're going to be looking at the number 47, the 15, and the 1. As they come through, it looks like the 15 came down just a little bit, clipped the 47, bounced up, and got the 1 as well. And that brings us under our first caution of the night. I do not think we're going to be seeing any pit stops, but you never know. While we are under caution, hey, Ricky Bobby, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
So, buddy, you've got 2 Ricky Bobbies out there tonight, and you got your pal Cal Naughton Jr. Are you going to be able to get this thing to the front and take home a win today?
I just want to go fast, Doug. That's all there is. I just want to go real fast, you know.
I have nothing to say right now.
Look, Doug, I got to do some driving, man. Can you put me back here? I got to talk to my team about pitting here.
10-4. Good luck, Ricky. That was Jared Easley, a.k.a. Ricky Bobby. Oh, my gosh. All right, well, while we're keeping the theme alive, hey, Jean Girard, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, you managed to be up front tonight. Are you the one that can defeat Ricky Bobby?
Ron Gerard, man. Of course I'm going to beat Ricky Bobby. I already broke it up once, so, you know.
All right, man. Well, you've definitely had the fastest car all night, so we'll see if you can hold on to that lead.
Thanks, man.
Good luck, Jean
Talk
Girard.
to you later.
Told you this was going to be an interesting race. All right, let's see how everything shakes out here. So we saw the 15. There's the one coming off pit road. Looks like he is fast repaired. And here comes the 15. He is in one piece once again. And the 47 is there, and he did not get much damage on that exchange. I don't know that he actually. Let's take a look. And it does look like he still has the damage, so he just got some manual repairs done there and then hopped back out. Manages to stay on the lead lap. The 06 car, David Garman, way down low. I'm wondering if he is seeing some technical difficulties here. We will have to find out later on in the race. Looks like he is driving down on the apron at the moment. He is in a new rig tonight, so that could be playing part of the problem here. We'll have to don't see any notes coming through, so we'll have to watch and see if he's having some technical difficulties or just making an adjustment to his new rig. So currently on track, the 81, Jason Rome, currently at the front. We should be getting one to green. After this round of pit stops, it looks like it's going to be Jason Rome and Kevin Reed at the front. Scott Snodgrass is currently scored in third, but he is on pit road again. Looks like he is getting a last splash, as is the 14. We've got a couple of cars ducking in here at the end. The 22 of Scott Snodgrass and the 14 of Mark Radford make a quick duck to pit road. So we'll see. That might come into play later in the race. These two guys might have just given themselves a lap or two advantage. So the 22 and the 14 pit at the last minute. They probably have a lap or two more than everybody else at the moment. Currently it'll be Jace restarting up front, Jason Rome and Kevin Reed, followed by Larry Ashby and Nicole Creasel. Told you to keep an eye out for Nicole. She's back up there in fourth. The 44, Brian Oshanka. I haven't talked about Brian much tonight in that 44 car, but he is up there in the top five. Then Jean Girard in the 55, David Garman, AJ Gotze, Aiden Trevette, the young man, Aiden the kid, and Kellen Mitchner round out your top 10. Kellen being one of the two best on the 24-hour team, now getting it done on the oval. Jeff Hinkle, Topher Baltimore, Ricky Bobby, Kyle Holden, Matt Johnston are your top 11th through 15th. 16th is Zach Henson, Rick Sargent, Richie West, RJ Buchanan, and Cheryl Newman round out your top 10. J.J. Parr is 21st. Stephen Gibson, 22nd. Bill Percy is 23rd. Scott Snodgrass is 24th. Mark Radford currently in 25th. And Cal Naughton Jr. way in the back in 26th. Looks like Cal Naughton Jr. lost a lap. And we'll see if he can get back up there and help his buddy Ricky Bobby get back to the front. The 81 will control the restart as they come through the tri-oval. Green flag is in the air. Jason gets a good jump on Kevin Reed. Jumps up there in front of him trying to get some help with the air. As they duck off into turn 1, it looks like they're starting to line up single file. At least the front 4, as Jean Girard in the 55 is to the outside. And we've got a new line forming to the outside. They were not going to stay single file for long. Kevin Reed's jumping up high. He's trying to take advantage of that outside line. It looks like the 81, Jason Rome, moved up just a little bit. Kevin's trying to get any draft he can off that 81 car. Gets a push from behind, and he's going to jump out to the front. We'll see if he, as the 55 starts looking a little bit low, like he might try and make this 3 wide. He does not, but now he's clear. Drops down to the inside. Kevin drops down and takes the lead. Heck of a move by Kevin. And the 55 now jumping back to the outside. He's got the 06 of David Garman right behind him. Looks like we have 3 cars on pit road trying to serve a penalty. Looks like Bill Percy, Scott Snodgrass, and Mark Radford are all on pit road at the moment. Not sure what their penalties are for at the moment. We'll have to look into that. But they do have a 3-car pack to help them get back up to speed in draft, so they may not lose very much when they come back off pit road. As I see Bill Percy coming off pit road, I do believe Scott Snodgrass will be right behind him with Mark Radford. Yep, Scott is coming off, as is Mark. So we'll have those 3 cars together, and that may come into play for these leaders as they come out of turn 3 and 4. They will catch up on the 3 cars out there very quickly. I stand corrected. It looks like Mark Radford is still on pit road. And Kevin Reed in the 64, followed by AJ Godsey. He has snuck his way up there into second place. The 81 of Jason Rome right there in third. And then you got Aiden the Kid Trevette in fourth as the 81 jumps up high coming off turn 2. That outside line seems to be a little bit stalled all of a sudden. As the 64 and the 5 are pulling the 11 along, they are running, putting a little bit of a gap there. And it looks like the 62 of Ricky Bobby has moved back up into 14th. And the 3-car pack right now looks like are all back out on track. Bill Percy and Scott Snodgrass are being scored 1 lap down, as is Cal Naughton Jr., and Mark Radford is being scored 2 laps down. So we'll see whichever one of them is in front, is the front of the 3. We'll get a lap back if we get another caution. And the pit strategy that Scott and Mark did, stopping at the last minute for fuel, might come into play. That might help them make up a little bit of that ground they're losing right now. "36 laps to go here at the Talladega 80. You should be able to see the updated points for the league later in the day tomorrow. Generally, the admins review the replay in the morning, make sure there are no issues, and then Jason gets our points posted to the website. So, Jason, thank you for your efforts in helping us out. And while we're pacing around here, just a quick mention again that we are live on Facebook and on Twitch. We also have the YouTube channel, and you can check out the podcast on Mondays. Usually comes out around lunchtime on Monday, and we have the schedule, the iRacing official races for the week on the schedule, plus interview some drivers, some league admins, and other interesting folks. In fact, we will be having an interview with Scott Snodgrass here in a few weeks about his painting. But this week we've got a couple other interviews. We'll get one put in there this week, and leave that one as a surprise. And looks like the 55 is going to the outside. He's going to make it 3 wide through 1 and 2. David Garman is hopping up there with him. Cannot make it stick. Can't get past the 81 of Jason Rome yet. We'll see if he tries that move again in turn 3 and 4. They are coming up on the 22 of Scott Snodgrass. And that will definitely come into play as they come around. Now here in about 8 more laps, they will be able to stop and go the distance based on their strategies. And know some of these guys in practice said they were looking at upwards of 33 laps. So a few of these guys could stop now, but I think they're going to go a little bit further. I would imagine around 30 to go, maybe 25 to go. We will see the final round of green flag pit stops. They are not going to want to wait too late to do that. And the 22 is jumping up to the high side to let everybody come by. He will hop down in line with them once they get past. As they come out, a 22 is starting to pick up speed and picking up some of the draft. And the 55 is still trying to find a way to get back to the front. He is stuck currently behind Jason Rome in the 81. And BRR does now have a public-facing Facebook page. Go check that out. We posted that link on Facebook earlier today. And we will post it again in the comments of the video, and we'll probably be posting it some more to make sure it gets out there and everybody can see. So when we have recruitment for other stuff, people can be aware and come join us. So definitely go check out the new BRR Racing League Facebook page. It is worth mentioning that a rookie league is coming soon. We'll be trying to help some new racers out, get them up to speed on iRacing, get them up to speed on driving around these tracks in these packs just like this. Some of these more experienced guys know how to do short tracks and as they come around 31 laps to go, you can bet they're starting to talk about their strategy as they're getting within their fuel window. And looks like they are coming up on the lap car of Mark Radford. He is going to stay up high. I don't think we'll see the 55 try and make the move right now, but as they come by, Mark will fall to the back and hop into the drafting line. As you see, Scott Snodgrass back there has hopped on line. He is just waiting for a chance, waiting for a caution, hoping it doesn't involve him so he can get his lap back. And you see the 81 looking low. The 55 is way high up on the outside. He's got the 06 of David Garman back there. Looks like the 18 of Kyle Holden back up there helping him as well. The front 4 are just stuck nose to tail. And they are starting to fan out when they come to the back straightaway. As you see that outside line reforming, trying to get around. Coming down 28 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line. And let's take a look. Kevin Reed started in 19th. He is currently leading. Jason Roman, the 81, started in 24th. Larry Ashby is currently still back there in 7th. He started in 13th. In that 34 car, Kellen Mitchner is in 8th, started in 9th, and ran 24 hours recently. Matt Johnston in the 93. Really haven't looked at him tonight. He is currently in 10th. He's just quietly working his way up there. He started in 17th. There is Matt. Right behind him, of course, is the 62. That is Ricky Bobby on the outside. And coming to the front as well, very quickly, I might add, is Cheryl Newman. There is Cheryl in the 88. She is right there behind Ricky Bobby. Started in 21st all the way up to 11th. And as we mentioned earlier, her and a couple of these guys race together all the time, including the number 19 of RJ Buchanan. So these two are used to working together on these high-speed tracks. They have a good idea of what each other is going to do and what strategy they want to play. And, oh, looked like RJ just got into him and clipped it. Scott got through clean, but we've got several of them gathered up on the front stretch. Caution is out. All right, let's take a look. 19 and 81 look, or I'm sorry, the 19 and the 88 looked like they were just bump drafting. 19 got him a little too hard. Collected the 34 of Larry Ashby. The 19's collected. The 1 of Richie West is collected. And it looked like Scott Snodgrass might have snuck through that undamaged, as we've got two cars down on the infield. Looks like that is the 15, or nope, that's the 19 and the 8, both smoking. They'll have to come around and get their fast repair as well. All right, let's go take a look at some of these cars we saw. Quick look at the 22 of Scott Snodgrass. He made it through perfectly clean. We'll see if he can get his lap back. The number 95 looks like he is okay. The 34 of Larry Ashby, as looks like the number 19's engine just let go. The 34 of Larry Ashby does have some damage to the nose. I believe the 47 of Cal Naughton Jr. was caught up just a little bit, but he definitely has some damage on his nose as well. And that no, he does not. The nose on these cars is especially important because they are what hit the air and help the aerodynamics, help these guys get around. As we've got everybody on pit road with 25 laps to go, this should be the final stop of the night. And the 22 playing it smart. He made it through. He does not need the fuel, does not need the tires, so he is going to hang out right there and should get one of his laps back. And it looks like the 11 of Aiden Trevette was the first one off pit road. They come around, I do believe once Scott gets his lap back, the 11 will be the leader. Let's see if we can talk to Mr. Garmin real quick. Hey, David, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Doug, what's going on?
Hey, dude, you've got Jean Girard and Ricky Bobby out there, Cal Naughton. I mean, are you worried about these guys getting together and taking you out tonight?
John Gerard have been working together really well tonight, so we've got a couple of ideas on how we're going to get back up to the front and see what we can do at the end of this.
Now, under that last caution, it looked like you might have had some technical difficulties. Were you just adjusting to the new sim rig?
You're going to have to slightly explain a little bit what you're talking about, because so far everything's been pretty good on my end.
Well, you looked like you dropped down on the back straightaway on the apron for a minute and were driving really close to the inside wall.
Oh, no, that was to cool the tires off a little bit, because I hadn't changed my tires in probably 40 or 50 laps, and I didn't want a tire spin, so I was trying to get them as cool as possible. So I just dropped off the racing line to where it's not as warm and was trying to cool them off mostly. That's all it was for.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Cool. All right, man. Well, you and Jean Girard, good luck to you. Hopefully you guys can get back up there at the front. You've definitely been the dominant pair all night.
Yeah, we've been working really well together, so we'll see what we can do these last, 20 some odd laps or so. So
yep,
we're going to go get them.
All right, good luck, man. All right, that was David Garmin. He, as you heard him say, him and Jean Girard have been working really well together tonight. So we will see if they can get their way back up to the front. They're going to have to get by some tough competition, though, as you've got the 11 of Aiden Trevette and the 5 of AJ Godsey up there. Looks like Scott Snodgrass did get one of his laps back, so he is one lap down. Richie West is currently being, I believe he's on pit road. No, he is off pit road, but Cheryl Newman is on pit road. Mark Radford and Bill Percy are both 2 laps down. And Ricky Bobby's currently sitting back in 10th. The 34 of Larry Ashby, also driving Ricky Bobby, the Wonderbread car, is in 17th. Get a quick breath. Just over 20 laps to go. Things are going to start getting wild. And make sure you go like and subscribe to the Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Share it. Let your friends see it. So you don't miss out on anything. Of course, throughout the week, we will have race streams during the day, broadcasts at night, and whatever other insanity we can come up with. As they come through 3 and 4, waiting on the pace car to drop off. And it looks like Zach Henson and Richie West are both on pit road. That'll put Scott Snodgrass, the first car, 1 lap down. If another caution comes out, it's also going to give him a couple more positions. On the track as they come around. Green flag is in the air. Aiden Trevette gets a huge jump on that restart. 5 car of AJ Godsey is in second. Looks like Jean Girard is taking third, and back up there at the front is the number 91, Kellen Mitchner. It is worth noting that as the 55 is already making a move to the outside, you heard the 06 of David Garmin say they've been working really well together, and that is showing now as they start to push back to the front. Interesting tidbit here, the 93 is a drummer and the 55 is a guitarist. A couple other guys in the group as well play guitar and other instruments. We could probably put together a BRR band. As the 55 and the 06 jump out to the outside, they're getting no help, but they are working really well together, and looks like the 15 is coming up to give them a hand. And they get some help. That outside line is starting to get some help. The 93 and the 15 both right there. That is J.J. Parr and Matt Johnston. Matt, of course, in the 93. He is the drummer. As they come 21 laps to go. It will be 20 to go at the line. It looks like we've got a couple of distinct packs broke up here. And a couple cars out there in the middle. Yep, the 47 of Cal Naughton Jr. I thought he was the one up there in the middle. It appears I was wrong. But there is the 62, the me car. And the 64 of Kevin Reed is back in this front pack. He's got a couple of cars back behind him, but they've got a little bit of a gap back. Jeff Hinkle and Steven Gibson back there, about a second behind Kevin Reed and Ricky Bobby. But up front, at the front, it is Aiden the Kid Trevette still leading this race. Jean Girard and David Garman have not been able to find a way around it as they start looking 3 wide back there. Looked like the 93 of Matt Johnston was thinking about taking it 3 wide. We'll see if they try anything in 1 and 2. Looks like the 81 of Jason Rome moves up a little bit. The 93 is trying to make sure he gives him some room. Imagine that giving him extra room is not going to last long. The 81 might be trying to make a move to the middle. If he gets enough of a hole up there, he could go straight up the middle. In the 90s and early 2000s, that middle line was often called the sucker hole because you went backwards. But in these cars, in this configuration, if you get up there in the middle and you time it right, you can actually move forward and pick up several spots. As they come around, 19, we're coming to 18 to go. Looks like the 93 is taking it a little bit easier now. The 55 is Jean Girard, though, does have a bit of a run to the outside. David Garman giving him a hand there. You heard David Garman say he has not changed tires yet. He's fuel only, which makes me think the 55 who's working with him, as the 18 of Kyle Holden drops low on the back straightaway, jumps back up there, manages to maintain speed and stay with the pack. Gotta wonder if he was overheating. He is giving a little bit more of a gap right now. There's the 18. He has left a little bit of a hole between him and the cars in front, and I've got to think that that was a cooling issue as the 64 is starting to make moves up at the front. That is the 64 of Kevin Reed. He started in 19th. He is all the way up to 7th. We saw him leading just a little bit ago. Now he is hooked up with David Garman and Harley Jean Barletta. As they are nose to tail trying to get those 3 cars to the front again. But Aiden Trevette has the help of the 5 car of AJ Godsey down there on the inside, and they've got the 91 right behind him. Kellen Mitchner. Caution is out. Caution is out. Must have had an accident in the back. Let's go see if we can find out what has happened. Looks like we are in the tri-oval again. This is that backpack. It looks like the 47, the 73, and the 95 of Bill Percy are all... Oh, looks like the 6. Nicole got into... Let's see if we can go back and pinpoint what happened here. Looks like Nicole was up high. The 14 just came up across her nose, spun down, collected the 95, and that brought us under caution. And pit strategy is kind of out the window now. They can definitely make the distance on fuel from here. And let's go see if we can talk to that leader, that young man right there. Hey, Aiden, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, buddy, you managed to work your way back up to the front with a little help from that 5 car, and now that outside line just cannot get past you. Looks like AJ's giving you a good push.
Yeah, we're even talking, me, AJ, and Kellen are all working together at the moment. And they said if it comes to the end, they'll let me win. So hopefully it'll come to the end.
Yeah, I would not count on AJ letting anybody have that win that easily. But you definitely got quite a hot rod tonight, despite the fact that it's a Ford. Are you worried about it blowing an engine?
No, I'm not worried about it blowing an engine. It was overheating earlier, but not no more. So we're good.
Now, I did notice a couple of cars that have been pretty strong ducked off. They look like they might have had some overheating problems, or some of the other drivers having problems with that.
I believe a couple of them are, and some of them are just having some blinking problems like me. I'm having a little bit of it, but hopefully we can get it settled out here.
All right, man. Well, best of luck to you. We'll put you back in there with AJ, and hopefully we'll be talking to you after the race.
All right, thank you.
All right, one more time. Let's try and see if we can talk to Ricky Bobby. Hey, Ricky Bobby, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
So you're currently running in about 8th place. You got something to get up there and pass John Gerard for the win?
I have to, Doug. I have to for America.
That well, if you ain't first, you're last.
That's right.
You got somebody to help you shake and bake before this thing's all said and done?
I don't need anybody else. Just need America on my side.
Well, best of luck to you, Ricky.
Thanks, Doug.
Alrighty then. Let's see here. Now, it looks like after that caution, that puts Scott Snodgrass back on the lead lap. Yes, Becky, sorry, I didn't even see your comment, but yes, Scott is back on the lead lap. Let's see if we can find him on the track. I do not want to interrupt him as he goes to pit road. We'll see if we can say hello to him. He's coming back out on the track. All right, hang on. Hey, Scotty Too Hotty, this is Doug in the booth. You got me, bud?
What's up there, Mr. Doug?
You have fought your way back tonight. You got something for this front pack?
No fast repairs.
So you're going to have to keep it clean and mean to the front.
Oh, yeah, I guess you can say that. Just try to keep it as clean as I can up here.
All right, man. Well, best of luck to you. Becky is definitely cheering you on in the chat tonight, bud.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes, it's definitely been eventful.
It has, but you are back on the lead lap and back in contention, so best of luck to you, man.
Thanks. Go Jar Jar, right?
Okay, we're never talking to you again. All right, man. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. He forgets that I have admin powers and I could EOL or black flag him for that. All right, let's hop back up to the front. We will see if Scott can come. He is now currently scored in 18th, but back on the lead lap and just over 10 laps to go. And if anybody can come from behind, it is definitely Scott. We've seen him pull off some miracles on these super speedway tracks. So, in plate racing, you can be first on one lap and last in the next lap and go from last to first in a single lap. So we will see as they come up to speed. It will take him a full lap to come up to speed. We'll see if Scott can use that lap to his advantage. You did see him coming off pit road. Looks like he's got 4 fresh Goodyears and a full tank of gas. And some of these guys towards the front have not stopped in 13 laps. We heard David Garman mention that he had not gotten tires. So we will see if they can, if Scott can make that fresh tires work for him. He has definitely had an eventful night and managed to work his way back from 2 laps down at one point. So strategy and patience, he has made it back to the lead, and we'll see if he can get back up there. But he will still have to get around Jean Girard in that 55 car. And that young man to the inside, the 11 of Aiden Trevette. Getting ready. Pace car is in. Jean Girard trying to get a little jump there to the outside. Eleven's holding off to the last minute. Green flag is in the air, and 11 gets a little bit of a jump. He's got the 5 helping push him. The 64's back there as well. But the 06 of David Garman is there as the 81. No, that is not the 81 up to the outside, but Kyle Holden is moving up there as well. Looks like they're going to try and make it 3, possibly try and make it 3 wide back there. There is the 81 right in front of Ricky Bobby in the battle at the front. As you see Ricky Bobby coming to the front, he said he has got America on his side. He don't need nobody else, and he don't need no shake and bake tonight. As he moves to the inside, comes flying up to the 64 car of Kevin Reed, and Ricky Bobby is on the move trying to get up there and get Jean Girard. That inside line is really working right now. That outside line just cannot get enough momentum going yet, but they should be up to speed by the time they hit turn 3. It takes a couple of laps, 11 laps to go. They do have a couple of green-white checkers if needed. Hopefully we won't. As we've got quite a battle going on right here. They are trying any way they can. You see some of these guys starting to look for a way around. The 81 is definitely one we need to watch at the end of this race. He spends a lot of time on these super speedways. He knows how to get the job done. If there is a trick or a move to be had, it's going to be done by that 81. And I think I do see. There's the 22 of Scott Snodgrass. He is tucked in behind Cheryl Newman, looking for a way around. He had a little bit of a run coming off of turn 2, being held up just a little bit, but the 88 or the 8 car is no slouch on these super speedways, so we'll see what she can do as well. As it looks like Scott is going 3 wide into turn 1. Nicole Creasel in the 6 is falling to the back. 9 laps to go. We've got 3 cars here at the back of the pack. This pack is only 1 second difference between the leaders and that 22 at the back. And you can see he is starting to try and make a move. He is trying to get a run to the outside. Back up at the front, it is still the number 11, Aiden Trevette. As they come through the tri-oval, the number 11's there. He's got the 55 to the outside. And they are starting to look 3 wide on the straightaways. They're going to go 3 wide into the turns. It's going to start getting dicey with 8 laps to go. Looks like that is Steven Gibson to the outside. Leading that outside line, David Garman hops up there. He left John Gerard. That middle line has the 81 and the 55 together, but that outside line right up by the wall. Looked like Steven Gibson might have grabbed the wall. He is trying to keep it up there, trying to keep it green. The 22 of Scott Snodgrass definitely took advantage. He picked up several positions right there, and he's got a run to the outside of Brian Oshenka in the 44. He is starting to move to the front. It is still the 11 in the lead up front. And we've got several cars falling back and several moving towards the front. Back up front, it is still the 11 of Aiden Trevette. And it looks like the 55 has some new drafting help from the 81 of Jason Rome. And Jason is definitely one to watch here tonight, folks. He definitely knows how to wheel one of these around. Oh, the 81 gets a little bit loose coming through 1 and 2. Some of these guys up here at the front have not taken tires the whole race, so that will come into play as we just saw. It looked like we had a car stopped on the inside. Not quite sure who that was. The 06 is moving to the outside. He's looking to make it 3 wide. And he's got Kyle Holden right behind him. Does not look like they're getting much of a run way up high, though. And the front pack, about 10 cars, looks like they might be breaking away a little bit. There might be a second pack forming back there. 22 is on the move as well. He's currently up to 14th and moving up fast. He is jumping up there to the high side. Here comes Scott Snodgrass to the outside. He is coming back up to this pack. We may need oxygen after this one, folks, because it's getting exciting. The 06 and the 55 have slipped back, but now they've got some help in the form of the 22. And up in the front of the outside row is the number 62 of Ricky Bobby. He managed to get up there in front of the 55. We'll see if he can hold the 55 behind him. This race is looking like it could shake the points up dramatically. You got David Garman leading by just 1 point over Kyle Holden. Kyle Holden's currently in 7th. David Garman is being scored in 10th. AJ Godsey's 3rd, just 3 points behind, and he's currently running 2nd. Kellen Mitchner, 4th in points, just 7 points behind, and he's up there in 6th. So we could see a huge points shakeup when this night's done. Coming to 3 laps to go. The 64, that is Kevin Reed to the outside. And we've got a wreck on the front stretch. It looks like the 55 got turned around. Caution is out. All right, we did not see what all happened, so let's see if we can. Looks like the 55 just might have gotten bumped a little bit there. Go back just a little bit and see if we can see Let's try a different angle on this one. Looks like the 81 of Jason Rome came down, got the 55, collected all of them. Looks like the 22 might have been caught up in that as well. Several cars collected, and that brings us under caution with just a few laps to go. Looks like the 55 is damaged. The 81 took some damage as well. Let's see if Scott Snodgrass took any damage on that incident. A little bit of front end damage, but not too terribly bad. He may not have a car that can win it, but he can still fight back up to the front with the limited aero damage he has. Looks like the 20 car might have some damage. That is Rick Sargent. And checking the 15. The 15 looks like he is okay, but it looks like Rick Sargent might have a little damage to the right front. Yes, he does. Quite a bit of damage, it turns out. So we'll see if Rick has a fast repair left. As we get 3 to go, looks like we will go into a green-white checkered. And let's see if we can talk to AJ. Hey, AJ, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, man, you've been up there running second most of the night. You've fallen back once or twice, but for the most part, you've been up there right at the front. You have something to get the win tonight?
It's going to be interesting here starting on the front row beside Aiden. I've been pushing so good all race. I've just been trying to stay back behind in second place, but yeah, it's going to get interesting.
That it is. We got several cars that got damaged on that one, but one car has come charging to the front since that last caution. The 22 has very little damage on it, and he's all the way up to 10th. You worried about one of these guys coming from behind?
Oh, definitely. Like I said, this is a green-white checker. They're going to be probably all 3 lanes used up right here.
And, of course, you've got the 55 was caught up, so Jean Girard is out of this, but Ricky Bobby's in 5th.
Yeah, Harley's been fast all race. Him and David's been working well up there together.
Well, I would be more worried about the 62 of Ricky Bobby at this point.
Yeah, I'll be worried if he gets up here by me.
All right, best of luck to you, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, that was the 5 car of AJ Gotze. As you heard, he's been pushing Aiden, the kid Trevette, this whole race, and they worked really well together, but now he'll have to start to the outside. We'll see if AJ can get around him and get to the front, but back behind him is the 62. That is, of course, Ricky Bobby at Talladega. We will see if he can pull something off, get this car, get that number 62 me car to the front. As they come around, they should get the 1 to go this time by. We will see, and it will be a green-white checkered finish. Yes, we do have 1 lap to green. 64 of Kevin Reed there on the inside. Will he help push Aiden? And Kellen Mitchner in the 91 car. We talked to him right before the race. You know, he's a little bit tired. He ran 2 really great stints in the 24 hours. And, of course, the 24 hours of Daytona was delayed a little bit yesterday morning, so that threw everybody off quite a bit. But Kellen's currently sitting 4th. He's been one that's been coming to the front all night. Started in 9th and just quietly picked off 1 position here and there. So it will be interesting to see if Kellen's got anything for these guys. He picked up quite a few positions on the road course of Daytona. Will he be able to do it on the high banks here at Talladega? And definitely go take a look at the BRRpoints.com tomorrow evening. We will have the updated points from Talladega. We'll see how big of a points shake-up we have tonight. David Garman leading the points, currently back in 13th place. And there's David. And look who's a couple cars in front of him. Sneaking her way to the front is the 6 of Nicole Kriesel. Will she have enough to get up there to the front in 2 laps? There was about 5 or 6 of these guys before the race that fully expected Nicole to be up here at the front. We know she's got a win coming very soon. She is definitely a strong contender and getting a lot better every week, getting a lot faster, and always one of the favorites to watch race here. And we will watch the 11 take the green flag here in a moment. We'll see if he can get a jump on the 5. What will happen behind him as we get the green-white checkered. Green flag is in the air. 11 gets a little bit of a run. And now he has got to mirror drive with 2 laps to go. He's got the 64 of Kevin Reed and the 62 of Ricky Bobby helping him get around. It looks like that outside line is stalled. 64 jumps up. Looked like he was going to try and make... Oh, the Ricky Bobby and the number 5 looked like they got together a little bit. AJ Godsey slips back after a tap from the 62. We will see if the 62 can make his way to the front. He is looking low, looking high for any way to get around that number 11, Aiden the Kid Trevette. And the 62 jumps high. The 93 starting to look low. And the 64 starting to look like he might make it 3 wide. That is Kevin Reed right behind Ricky Bobby. Aiden Trevette into the inside. We're on the white flag lap. Who will it be at the line? Because this is going to come down to the start-finish line. The 62 has a run to the outside. He is pulling into the lead. Aiden Trevette is making a bit of a comeback on the inside. 62 is trying to find anything to get his way to the front. And the 5 of AJ Godsey has Kyle Holden there on the outside pushing, but the 11 has the 93 right below him. The 64 drops low. The 62 has no help. 11 jumps high. Crashing behind him. It is going to be a run to the line. It will be Ricky Bobby at the line. Aiden Trevette comes home in second place. We've got several cars crashed right behind them, but it is Ricky Bobby that pulls off the win. Let's see if we can see what happened. All right, we are looking at the 93, the 64, the 5. It looks like the 5 just came down, thought he was clear, got the 64, and collected half the field in the process. That was the big one. And you've got Ricky Bobby doing burnouts in the infield, trying to tear up that beautiful grass, but he deserves it tonight. He won in fashion. We all had to have guessed that this was going to happen. Let's see if we can talk to him. Hey, Ricky Bobby, this is Doug in the booth. You got me, bud?
Doug, that was great, man. That was great.
Well, congratulations. That was one heck of a finish. You definitely had some power moves there at the end.
Doug, I'm just the best there is. That's all there is to it. You know, you come to these tracks, you come to win. You know what I mean? You ain't first, you're last, right?
That is exactly right. And I know you've been preparing for this moment most of the week, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. After Lester Day, having to make right and left turns.
No,
Today, just coming out here and making something simple and try to win this thing, and we did it.
I kept waiting for you to make a right-hand turn at some point, but you never did, and you managed to pull home the win.
We kept it clean.
Well, congratulations on the win. That tonight will definitely be a big points shakeup, so maybe we'll see you up front in the points by next week.
And we're going to the playoffs, Doug.
And that is the most important thing. If you ain't first, you're last.
That's right.
Trademark Ricky Bobby. Congratulations, bud.
Yep.
All right, that was Jared Heasley, a.k.a. Ricky Bobby. And probably one of the best post-race reviews we will ever have. Tune in tomorrow night for the Outcast Dirt guys in the 305s and the 358s. They will go green at... The 305s go green at 8:30 Eastern. The 358s go green at 10 Eastern. Wednesday night, we'll have the Northeast Racers in the Street Stock Series at 7:30 Eastern and the Outcast SR8s at 9 Eastern. There will be a podcast tomorrow morning. There will be races throughout the week streamed right here and all sorts of other craziness, whatever we can come up with. So from all of us here, and from everybody at the BRR Racing League, thank you guys all for tuning in tonight. Great having you, great racing, and Ricky Bobby does it again at Talladega. Y'all have a great night.